Hi Larry and Sandy, I'm providing this video as an overview to show the changes and updates since we last met. I'm going to start with the zoning diagrams and the variances we're asking for. So if you remember, this is the diagram I created when we were first going over the design, and the red is where you're allowed to build as far as the house goes, and then this first 10 feet on the front and the side is supposed to be the setback for any sort of carport, porte-cochere, car covering, and this black line around here is what we're proposing right now. If you were to follow this carport setback, the 10 feet on the side, 10 feet on the front, you wouldn't be able to pull the cars in straight, as you may recall, so that's why I proposed putting the solar carport in this area so that it would comply, but you lose your entire front yard, really. So I think the argument is that because you are on a corner lot with the street frontage on 2 of your 4 sides, that you're requesting a variance, and that's justifiable. Also, you do have a large right-of-way setback in the front, which is nice. And from my research and reading the code, I think the best thing to do is to get a letter from your neighbor to this side especially, and hopefully from across the street, saying they support you getting this variance and they don't have any issues with it. That I think will be the most important, and hopefully the city is understanding to it. The other item that could require a variance, but I think is more of a code interpretation to be discussed with the city, is that the first 15 feet is what they call your front zones, the first 15 feet from the property line from your street, and then after that is the secondary zone. Within the first 15 feet, the code says that your fences can be no more than 4 feet high. So if you were to follow that, that's all the way over here. That would mean that this fence, which existing is 6 feet high, wouldn't be allowed. And I think that's kind of unreasonable and not really the intention of the code. So what I'm showing on the new plans is keeping that 6 foot high fence. It's essentially your backyard fence around here, and then extending it to create a privacy fence for your shower. I think that should be considered reasonable. It's not really much of an ask compared to asking for this variance. And as we discussed when I had that first design concept, kind of counting on Sandy to get that through. And of course, I'm happy to call upon some land use attorneys and see whatever I can do to help as far as that goes. But I did look up the process and what's required and everything. I think getting those letters from those 2 neighbors will be extremely beneficial to do that. So that's the variance as far as what we're asking for. And just as a little reminder over here, going over it again, this orange zone is where you're allowed to have the accessory structures. So right here is where your structure system, the pergola, is right now. And then over here is where I'm proposing the shed be placed, all within that, to where the only variances, I believe, will be for the carport and potentially for the fence over here if they require that to be a variance, but I'm hoping they will not. So now let's get to the fun part, and I will try to kind of make my way through all of this. So I will start at the front. Here we go, driveway. And what I'm proposing, as you'll see, is I know we've been through a lot of different ideas, different materials for the driveway. This is showing a porous pavement. It's like an asphalt or concrete. It's just poured, but it is porous, so water drains through it. And I'll show some links after I do this walkthrough to give you an idea of the product. But I think this might be your best solution. I know we looked at stone, at gravel, various different products, and this is durable, low maintenance, and water filters through it. And then I'm proposing the porte cochere, the covered car area, so where you can fit your 2 cars and the golf cart. It's a very simple contemporary design. It's picking up on what we did in the back that I know you like, which is the black metal frame, and then you'll see I'm proposing an exposed concrete deck with a wood plank, the formwork being shown underneath, and then you could have linear LED lights all the way around, a little cove light over there to make it real modern, clean, contemporary, simple. And then the fence, rather than the oolite, I'm showing these black vertical slats. They're similar to a fence that I know you liked in the neighborhood that you took me to that was white, but these are black. I think it creates a really nice, modern design. And then on this side is where your garbage cans are stowed. You have the gate with access to the back here, and you have your landscaping in front. So this is showing the grass, the fountain grass, and then also clusia, which will grow and create a privacy screen from the front. And I will make my way through here, and if you'll see here, so this is just an entry gate, and my thought is that you can have your video doorbell here, and then deliveries and packages can just be set over the gate. That's what I have now at my place, and it works extremely well. Surprisingly, it's just real simple because the delivery people can just set your package over the gate. It's within arm reach to set it down, but it's just out of reach, for most boxes, to where no one can actually take it back. So you have a nice covering here. This is the same design, and so you have the continuous column for your carport and your covered walkway. And I'm switching here to, this is just black aluminum panels, again with the LEDs around the perimeter, so it's nice and clean and contemporary. So if we go through this entry gate, we have this porcelain walkway that looks like stone. What I'm proposing here is a slight ramp up to make this elevation change. In the previous design, I have a small step, and I was thinking it might be better to have that ramped. So please let me know what you think about that. And if you'll notice, your existing walkway, that front porch kind of stops over here. This is extending out by about 4 or 5 feet, so it's 9 feet wide. It's a real generous front patio, front porch, and I'm having this painted black just like the back. And I've also changed these sconces by Bega to be black instead of white to pick up on that. Please let me know if you like that aspect of the design. And then this front area, you can see, really becomes a nice front yard where you're surrounded by nature. So you do have a nice fence, and you can see that through at points and from the front especially when you're driving by. But the idea is that you have, whether it's bamboo or another landscaping material, a continuous privacy screen, and then same on that side all around. So except for when you're right at this entrance, really, the front gate, for the most part, you don't see your cars, you see nature. So let me walk over here just to give you an idea. If you're sitting in the rocking chair, looking around, it's a nice front yard and just a real glimpse of your cars. So in that way also, to show you when you're inside your house, I'm going to walk through the wall here. When you're inside your house, you're looking out again at nature and greenery, not at your cars, which I know is important. And I'm indicating the garden area here as far as vegetables and such. I know you might use some raised planting beds or something like that. This is just indicating a general idea for the location of where it could be. And go to this front corner just to give you a perspective looking back at your house. So you have a very usable green front yard, garden area, and front porch. And then this is showing porcelain pavers as far as the walkway. So they're stepping stones. And as you make your way through the back, you'd only come here, if you know where you were going. It changes from grass below your feet to river rocks. And then this is the privacy fence for the shower. And this is the cold plunge here. So you walk through here, and there's no physical barrier. It's changed from before where you were walled off. There is an implied barrier with material change, and it's essentially a gateway, but there's not an actual gate, is my understanding. So you have a continuous yard. So rather than there being a front yard and a gate and a backyard, you have a full corner lot yard, and the gate is where you go to the cars and the walkway. So this is your shower coming off of your master. You see I have step stones, those same pavers, and then a little niche for all of your shower accessories, shower items, the outdoor shower, and that's the door coming from your master bathroom. And these are river rocks around. What I'm showing here is just a solid aluminum panel in the back, so that it's nice and sleek and clean and simple, not overdoing it. I think it's elegant by being understated. Of course, if you want something else, please let me know, but that was my thinking with this, and you have complete privacy. So you're definitely outside as far as you can look up and see the trees and the greenery, and you have complete privacy. And again, this is one of the items I'll show in the links as far as the outdoor shower for your consideration. And then over here, I'm showing some greenery, some bamboo, some other plants you could put, if you want, with river rocks in front of that privacy screen, if you want it. I'll just show you from inside your master. So if you're lying in bed, with that curve, you barely even see it, but it's still real nice. So you have an idea of what that's like when you come out this way. And this has, everywhere I have a minimum of at least 3 feet for the walkway around the pool. And again, this is the cold plunge, and I will show you what I've specified for that in the links. So this is the pool area, of course. And just to point out, of course, you have your pool equipment access gate through the other side, through the back, so that people don't have to come in through the front. And let me show you the outdoor kitchen. So this is with the Shosugi bond, the burnt wood paneling, indicating some artwork, whether it's actually this or something else, of course, but just indicating that could be artwork. Shelving, this is where your existing pipe is, and then the panels are behind here. And that is the long sink in here, so you have a workstation, and I'll show you the measurements, but essentially you have space for the tankless water heater, and also an under-counter refrigerator and storage all under here. And then this is a 36-inch wide grill. You could fit in a 4-foot wide grill if you really want to. There are different options, of course, but you could have the hibachi and all sorts of things that are just basically add-on accessories to these really nice grills. So you barbecue and make all sorts of things. And then this is showing the table and chairs that I know you already have, so that's what that is indicating. And of course the structure system, the fans and lights that was built. One thing I want to point out is that here I am showing a 72-inch size TV. I'm going to give you an idea of perspective. Previously I had shown a 110-inch projector, a very large projector screen. So just something to keep in mind as far as what you actually want out here, how big you want it to be. It does change the feeling of the space. And the circle around. So I've updated the furniture some to more of a modern, contemporary look. And hammock, and again this is all black under here now. And then this is showing the portable fire pit. Again, more contemporary, more modern looking overall. Just nice and clean and simple. And then on this side, this is going to more of a storage shed, what we originally discussed. I know one thing that was proposed, you had thought about painting a mural on the side, which of course could be nice. What I'm showing here is what I think is more of that understated elegance, which is just an all-black building, so all-black metal building, a shed, it can be from Superior Sheds or somewhere else, and then a hedge planted in front of that, so when you are inside at your table, really that kind of recedes to the background because it's just all black, and you're looking at landscaping, and it kind of frames nature. So it's a generic modeling of your space. And then I am showing crushed granite, the gravel, around here. And with this being in shade, I think that's what will work best. But then also, you could have a ramp, you could have a ramp up to the shed. And that's indicating an overhead door, a rolling door, so that you access all of your items through here. You can roll it in and out, and it's a nice storage space. On this side, it's pretty much what you have now as far as storage. Of course, we could change this area if you'd like, and the generator and the water system with your hedge around there. So that is a very quick overview of the design. I do hope that you like this, and then I'm going to go through now and I'm going to show some of the proposed items as far as the changes. Let me pull up. So just to give you an idea, this is the pervious pavement, or one company. So you can see it rains and just soaks right through, but you can drive on it and it functions just like a concrete or an asphalt. This is one company. Filtercrete is a product. They've been doing it for a long time. So it's just basically you have voids in it and water filters through. And then for the soaking tub, for the cold plunge, I've done a whole lot of research trying to find something that will look nice and work well, and I'm hoping this is it. I think it looks really nice. You can get it in black stainless steel. That's the chiller, and it has a sanitation kit and everything. So I'll just start from the beginning, give you a brief look so you can just see. I think it's really pretty. So ones that I was looking at before, I know you didn't want wood. Other ones are plastic, and so this being metal, I think it would look just really nice and hopefully perform well to where it is marine grade. That way it can sit out, and you have the cover for it and everything else. And then as far as the outdoor shower, so this is what I have shown in the model now. It's a little bit more traditional, still contemporary, more really transitional style. They do have some more modern ones if you like that. I really like this outdoor shower, wall-mounted shower. This one also. I was trying to remember. I thought maybe Larry was left-handed, but this one you can see has a control on the right, but just very simple, minimalistic. And then this place also sells drains, so you can buy both of those, the drain and the outdoor shower from them. What I like about this company is that these all are marine grade, based out of Miami, and from what I've experienced, they last and do well. And I also get professional discount, so the retail prices on here, I can get them for less than that. And then as far as the outdoor fire pit, I like this company, Mod Fire. They have a lot of options. This is somewhat what I'm showing in there now, but it's just aluminum to where you can very easily move it around. You can have it out there or not. This is the one I think I showed you before that I was thinking it just has a vibe, I think, of it's just cool and fun, but also modern. And as you can see, this is the wood burning one. They do have different ones, but you can use it, hang around it, and you could also, I'll say if you want to keep it out there when there's not a fire, it still looks cool, or you could just stow it away in the shed. As far as the outdoor furniture, I want to mention a couple of companies. Catal, I really like. There are a ton of options. Some of their furniture is what I have in the model now, like their bench. But the reason I like Catal is also I've had good experience with them on past projects. So a lot of things with our, I'll say the saltiness in the air, things rust and don't do very well. I unfortunately have had some bad experience with other brands. So for example, that's the table I have in the model now. But Catal I've used on multiple projects and only had good experiences. And then another brand that I like over here, let's see if it's showing it, is Closter. So they have a lot of teak stuff, which might require maintenance, but then they also have aluminum, powder coated aluminum outdoor products as well. And again, they're another company that I've had a really good experience with as far as the quality and lasting. So those are a couple of brands that I would suggest looking at. And then I wanted to mention, as far as artwork goes, this gentleman, Alex Turco, has a place in the Design District, and I've worked with them before on projects. It's essentially aluminum panels that are painted and then coated in epoxy, clear epoxy resin, and they withstand all the elements. So if you did want a piece of artwork, there's just one collection, but they have a ton of them. if you wanted to have some artwork outside, potentially even within the shower space, if you want to do something there or just above the outdoor kitchen, I would look into him. And there's other people that do that, but like I said, I've had good experience with them. And then the sheds I wanted to show, not as fun, not as pretty, but these are hurricane rated, and this is the closest I could see where this was all gray. Just to give you an idea, if you got something that was all black and you had landscape in front of it to where you're looking at this side, it kind of hopefully would just fade from your view. And you can use it for storage. That's what I would probably do if I were in your shoes. Knowing your wants and needs and the purpose for it, that'll be the most cost effective. And like I said, I think rather than forcing something else, this gives you what you need and lets you enjoy the space. So if that was just solid black. So I'll do one quick loop around. And this gives you a very functional area. It's where you have your private shower, a cold plunge, outdoor eating, cooking, entertaining area. And then I'll say the private passage kind of through the garden here. You could have your vegetable garden up here. And then your front yard to enjoy with dogs, maybe grandkids, who knows. Go back through the gate. And you'll see what I'm showing here. This is one slope and then a gutter on this side, and then a rain leader to carry the water down. So from your neighbors, they just see a lot of greenery. That's why I think you should be able to get your neighbors' support, from this side and that. Really, they're just looking at greenery. And so it's nice and contemporary, simple and clean. Nothing's forced. And I personally do really like this design. Just hopefully we can get the variances to make it happen. All right, thank you, and I will speak with you soon.